Alright, yeah, I'm in the picture. We've been rehearsing this for the last week and been preparing for this video. And definitely want to make this one of the better ones. I'm lying. I just got Robert like, let's do a video right now. Okay, this is going to be episode 20. And we've gone over, I think, I'm going to have to double check, but I think we've gone over all the basics as far as everything we involved in Wing Chun. And now, after he did some Chi Sao, how exactly do you get to the point? Because obviously in a fight situation, you're not going to be standing here. Let's say Robert's like in his, I don't know, whatever, just be like a regular, oh crap, I'm not used to that. Let's say he's in a regular fighting stance, obviously I'm not just going to go like this and then start Chi Saoing with him. So how exactly do we get to the point and transition between closing the gap and actually applying your Chi Sao in full use? And a simple drill that you're going to work on, or that we're going to work on today, is basically two versions of closing the gap. One will be Pak Punch and obviously Lop Punch. And I want to go over some basic concepts with that with you first. Okay, so Robert's going to be in his guard. And the distance that you want to do this at, it varies, but usually in the beginning, you want to be at least in the distance where you're at least one step away, okay? Eventually in time, once you get better, you can go further away, you can be within motion. But remember, this is the beginner level that we're talking about, so we want to make it simple as possible. So the first concept we're going to talk about is basically Pak Punch. And when it comes to applying the Pak Punch, a lot of the most common mistakes that you see when doing this is I want to apply the Pak Punch. When I apply the Pak Punch, most people will try to reach out for it. In other words, he's here and I go, boom, I'm trying to reach out and try to apply the Pak Punch. The problem with that is you don't want to develop it so that in a closing the gap scenario, you're thinking, I'm going to apply it so I can Pak Punch. In other words, Robert has his guard up. Okay, when his guard is up, in a real fight situation, I'm not thinking, okay, his hands are up, I'm going to do Lop Punch, or I'm going to do Pak Punch. If you're thinking in that terms, you're missing the overall point. Your main target is to hit him first and foremost. And whatever merges with the triangle then comes about the Pak Punch or Lop Punch. But for the drill's sake, in this particular situation, when I merge the drill here, when I merge my triangle with him, notice how I simply merge with it. I'm not seeking out his hand. A lot of times people will go like this and say, okay, his hand's here, I want to go hit him right away, okay? And that's very common for that to happen, where you're here and then all of a sudden, here's his hand, I'm going to Pak Punch him. Let it just naturally come into play. So for example, if I'm here, notice what I do. I want to make my structure move in. Notice my hand position here, the angle that I have my guard hand in, doesn't change. It doesn't extend in, it doesn't collapse in. It basically stays the same. Alright, through the beauty of Final Cut Pro, this will be like a seamless transition as far as how that came about. What the hell was I saying? Okay, what I want to say is from here, from the merging position of how I want to apply the Pak Punch, look how I just naturally let my structure move in. I don't want my hands to move in, because that's not what I want. I want my structure to move in. When my structure moves in, notice it automatically does that. I don't have to go here and push his guard hand out of the way with my hand. If I'm here, it automatically, from just me merging into the triangle, clears the line. Okay, so I don't have to use my hand with it. My hand stays basically passive in this situation. When it touches, look at the impact right here. That clears the line to allow me to do the Pak and the punch at the same time. Okay, now the distance that you want to apply this at also, when you do that, is you want to practice Pak Punch and then go like this. See where I'm fully extended? I want to start developing proper range. When I go here and I merge in, this is where I want to go here, right here. Just enough that there's still a bend where if an actual application, I can still extend and explode in. There's two ways. If you either shoot it out too far, then you'll develop a bad habit of reaching for your attacks. You think you run in all the way, then you jam in your attack and you take away the first line of defense. All right, so at this range, I definitely want to maintain the straight line right away. So from here, notice I've bent here, there's still a straight line. All right, so that's really, it seems simple. The concept of the Pak Punch seems very simple. That when Robert has his hands here, what do? I just simply move in, keep my structure in place, and let the motion come out naturally from itself. Don't reach out. That's the number one thing. It sounds so simple, but when you're in actual motion and then all of a sudden he's moving around here and then you want to close the gap on someone, next thing you know, you're chasing to do a pock punch. Okay? The other one we're going to do is lock punch. Lock punch, we're on opposite sides here. And the concept's also the same thing here. The main thing I wanted to point out from this point is when I merge my triangle here, once again, I'm not reaching out and winding up. And you see that a lot of times, people from here wind up and try to do the lock punch. You wind up, basically you're saying you're giving away your attack. That's no different from pock punch. I go like here and I wind up to do pock punch. Look, I give them nothing to basically work with. I'm here and then I move in. But you don't see me go here and then go boom, I'm going to do pock punch. Or I'm here from lock saw position, I'm going to wind up, I'm going to do lock punch. No, I simply move in. Robert, why the hell did you turn off your cell phone?
This is my cell phone.
I can't comment that. That's Ken, what the hell? Why can't you turn off your cell phone? Alright. That's right, next time turn off your cell phone, Ken. You know we're shooting. Alright, so anyway, to finish this off, once again, simply, I merge my triangle in nice and smooth. See, my hands didn't extend. I want my structure and I don't want my hands to extend out. And then from this motion here, look, I don't want to go here. See how I open up my hands? My body just simply turns a little and my hands basically stay the same in order for me to do the lock punch. Okay? Another simple mistake that also occurs with lop saw is don't grab. Okay? A lot of times you see people grab like this, lop saw here. Don't grab like this. You want from here, simply touch, control, and move. Okay? The reason, once you grab this hand in this position, anytime you grab the technique, you're committing to the technique. So in other words, if he muscles it out, you're stuck in that position. I don't care. If I go like this, he muscles it out this way, then fine. I go the next way out. So remember, never commit the attack on that. Okay, so anyway, that's our first simple step as far as closing the gap for episode 20. Pock punch, lock punch. Seems simple enough. Main thing to remember, don't extend the hands out. Keep it nice and simple. Pock punch, lock punch, and don't give away the attack. Don't wind up. You don't want to, just like in Wing Chun, here we just shoot out the punch. We don't wind up and throw it back like this. Same thing. I don't want to wind up to lop. I don't wind up to pock. All right. This should be a quality professional video that we're going to be putting up. And till next time. Bye.